you've not been able to tell, I'm left-handed. For me to learn plastering were a lot different to the right-handed people. Obviously, I have to work a different way. So, whereas the right-handed person will start on this bead and they'll work left to right on the ceiling or same on the wall. Because I'm left-handed, which is something that a lot of people and other plasterers might not have told you, it's completely different for me being left-handed, but I still learned it myself from a right-handed person. I didn't know any left-handed people who were plasterers around me. So what I'll do is I'll start right to left. So I'll start in that corner and work my way this way. But first, I need to put a coat on these skims and on these beads just to put it out. Another tip that I like to do, I like to put the bucket I've just mixed up on a trestle next to my trestle that I'm working on, so I don't have to bend down and I don't have to keep getting up and down off on the floor. One more thing, just make sure your handboard and trowel is wet. Just get a quick dip in water. Don't wet your handle. Just wet the metal itself. Same on your handboard, just on the surface. Your first scoop on your handboard is probably the most important part, because your handboard's wet and you know it's going to be sliding all over. So what you need to do to get up, this is a brand new handboard as well, so it's going to be even slippier. So what you do, rather than sort of scooping it off from this angle, I can't even do it like that, but I used to do it like that. If you did and you scooped up, the plaster would just fall all over. So when it's wet as it is, go from the corner and up and nip it all off, just wipe it all off, and it smears it into the grooves on the handboard. So I'll demonstrate that. And all you're doing is just taking that moisture away, and it makes it just a bit more sticky so it's not sliding all over. But you take it from the corner rather than straight head on. And then once I've done that, I get a couple more scoops, so I fill my handboard up. But if you're learning, you only want to put one scoop on, you don't need to put that many on. Take it from the corner, probably put a little bit too much on. This handboard's a little bit smaller than the other one that I'm used to. And all you do is screw that all the way around, and then get a little bit more, and fill out any beads. And just make sure that your beads and your screen are all full. Some plasterers fill out on the screw holes, but it's fine not doing that. You don't have to do your internal angles, just do the straights wherever the straight is, and around your beads. So first point, what you're going to do is you're going to stroke it on, and you sort of gauge consistent thickness, not too thick, not too thin. You want to be a couple of millimetres, probably 2 to 3 mil. Not thicker than that, otherwise it's going to slide on. And what I tend to do is come a little bit away from the edge, just a couple of inches, and then I can use my trowel to smooth it back on. Scoop a little bit more on, and just generally go all the way down it, just make sure it's all flat and even. If you notice, there's a little bit of rocking action going on with my wrist, to get the trowel to get the plaster to do what I needed to do. And that is something that takes a bit longer and muscle work to work, to get it to do what you want it to do. When you're working around objects as well, you'll notice on the ceiling, it's sort of like the spotlight, and with a bit of wood around it, just to give people practice to work around. And what you want to do is start in that corner, bring your trowel all the way across, and put that on your bead again. yourself back to the point where you left off, if that makes sense. And just go all the way around and just make sure all your screws are covered and it's got a nice even thickness. It don't matter about what it looks like, just as long as it's as flat as it can get it. And then we'll move on to the next part, the ceiling. So same again, just fill out the beads, make sure the beads are definitely got to fill out. Screens not so much, but what you want to do is catch it on the corner of your trowel and peel your screen off and you've got a big seal in. And because I've got experience, you see how I'm just like powering them on and just doing the ceiling, it just comes natural. You have got a bit of time with it with the plastic you've got. You know, you've only got so long to use it up, and I don't want to waste it. So, the key is get it on as fast as you can, but as neatly as you can. And the wrist action that you need, you sort of flicking the trowel into the position that you want, back and forth. And sort of smearing it out. It's a bit of a technique and a bit of skill. You can't actually see what's happening unless it's in slow motion, but you have to do it. You can be showing it, even on watching this video right now, you can be showing it, but to actually do it is completely different. And that's why you need to be with somebody who's got that skill and technique to be able to show you exactly that. So, but with COVID and everything else that's going on, you know, it's not always going to happen. But it's essential that to learn plastering, you need to, like I said, I have to be sure of it. Another thing when you're skimming ceilings as well is you'll notice the trowel's not directly above my head, it's sort of just offside. So whether you're right-handed or left-handed, always make sure your trowel's just offside, rather than directly above your head. There's like that, if you know what I mean. If it's directly above your head, you end up getting it in the eyes and everything. And if you're not going to do this, I mean, I've been doing it over 21 years. Just make sure you wear gloves, glasses, mask, and everything that you're going to need to carry out the task. You don't want to get this in the eye, you will just well, plenty of times the heart being passed. So once you've got your coat on, just make sure it's all flat. Make sure it's got a nice consistent coverage. Like I said, 2 to 3 mil is plenty. Once you've got that wall, that ceiling on, sorry, you'll notice I'm not doing that wall and I'm not doing that wall, but I'm doing the one behind me. Because what I want to demonstrate is a dry angle, which is these 2 walls, and a wet angle going onto a reskin wall. And there's a massive difference between wet angles, what will be on this wall, and the ceiling. For people to learn, it's better for them to do dry angles. So you do your ceiling only, and then you do a wall when that's set. It's the best way of learning. So what I do is get the off this wall on. Always start from top and work your way down. And try not to worry about stabbing the ceiling on your edge, because you're going to come back to that afterwards. So, you know, it's this size on board, I only put 2 scoops on. It's more than enough for this size. Like I said, always just work top to bottom. Bring your trowel across so it's all nice and flat. As I said, don't play with it, don't go over it too many times, just enough so it's all flat. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this top off the wall just to demonstrate what a wet angle is, you know, on the wall and ceiling, and then in another video I'm going to demonstrate how to set that in, make sure it's all neat and tidy. And there will be a time when the plaster, you have to feather the wall in. So, you'll notice the toe of your trowel facing forwards, that's your toe of your trowel and your reel. And because I'm left-handed, I work right to left, just drop to there. So I'll bring the trowel down and I'll go towards the left-hand side as I'm putting it on. And in your corners, just make sure you get enough on. So it's all nice and square, but you don't want to drag it into too much. But don't worry about it if you do. And I'll just use this little bit around ball. There's not much left. And just get it all on. Just finish it off neatly. So, I've got the ceiling on and I've got the wall on, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to leave it and wait for at least 15 to 20 minutes. I've got a gas heater here, so it might even be sooner, but in the next part of the video I'm going to show you what I need to do next. Although that's on, I've been asked before, oh, is that finished? No, it's not, it's far from it. It needs a flatten, it needs a second coat, it needs troweling once, troweling again, and it needs a crossing. You can trowel it 3 times and then cross it, but I'll show you that in the video as we go along. But for now, I'll leave that to pick up a little bit. If we're doing something else, you know, I'd put this entire day on and still have time to wait around. You get about half an hour in between each stage of the plastering technique that we do. So I'll leave it as it is, and I'll come back to you in a moment.